guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I want to do a day in my life. I'm gonna vlog. I'm gonna take you guys along with me to church. This is like a typical Sunday of me getting ready for church. If you guys know me at all, I am like the laziest person. And also my makeup was in my car, so I wasn't able to do my makeup. I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's get into it. I am excited because I have been attending this church called Throne Room LA. And basically it is a church that's like filled with the supernatural power of God, and it kind of reminds me of home. King Jesus, you know, like when I used to go there and like, you know, worship the prophetic and just movement in the supernatural. And I've just honestly been enjoying it a lot, and I've been going, like being like a normal church goer, which is so crazy for me. You know, I feel like it's been growing a lot and God has just been doing a lot in my life personally. I'm going to do my lashes because I realized after filming that video, I was like the 2 videos that I posted, I was like, man, I really miss doing my lashes. I found Throne Room LA I was on Instagram, and basically they had this ad about the Christian club, and then I sent it to my friends. I was like, oh my god, there's a Christian club here in LA. That's crazy. Like, I remember joking around with my friends back in Miami. I'm like, yeah, like I would love to go to a Christian club. Like how cool would it be to go to a Christian club? I saw that the pastors were there, and then they were pastors that used to go to King Jesus. I was like, oh my god, this is like Christian, but there's like Christian, like they're Christian. So like I knew that they moved in the prophetic, I knew that they moved in the spirit, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. So I remember they did a collaboration between Christian Club LA and Throne Room LA, and then I went to the page and I was like, oh, like they're a church here in LA, and it's like, that's crazy. So I was like, let me DM them and just see, right? So I DM'd them and I was like, hi, I don't know if you remember me. I'm Abby. I used to go to your House of Peace, which is like a youth group on Wednesdays back in Miami. I wanted to see if I could join one of your services, and they're like, yeah, for sure. Like, we have a service on Sunday, we have a service on Wednesday. And at that time I was working 2 jobs, so I was just very, very overwhelmed with all that, and I just really needed like filling and stuff. The first service I went to was in a house in Woodland Hills, and I remember I got off of my second job that I was working on Sunday. After service, I changed into like comfy clothes and I headed to church. And I remember walking and I was like, oh, this is a house, like this is so crazy, like I don't know where I am or whatever. And then I ended up going, and then I sat, and then they prayed for me, and I just left so filled. I felt so filled with God and so filled in the spirit, and I just felt different, you know. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Like I feel God, I feel the presence of God, and I know what God is doing in my life. Lashes on, but I'm gonna continue my story. But I am gonna head to church because I don't want to be super late. Put your seatbelt because safety first. So on Sundays, what I like to do is that I like to treat myself. I like to go to Starbucks in the morning and get myself some coffee, some breakfast. And honestly, shout out to Chick-fil-A and their tips, because the tips have been tipping and I made like a good amount. It is Resurrection Sunday, it's Easter, and I am just so happy because today is the day that God resurrected, that Jesus resurrected on the cross. And honestly, I'm just so grateful to God for what he has done in my life personally. I can't imagine my life being where it is, like if I never received Jesus into my heart as Lord and Savior.
Thank you for choosing Starbucks. How are you today?
Hi, good, how are you?
I'm doing good. What can I get for you today?
Sunday oat milkshake and espresso. Hi, no worries. Can I scan for quick? Thank you. I have my Starbucks and everything. I can head to church. Basically where I left off is going, and then I ended up getting like hit up in the presence of God, and God just encountered me supernaturally, and I just felt the presence of God. I felt different, I felt changed. I was like, yeah, I need to keep coming. I kept going and I kept receiving, and I was like, wow, this ministry is like filling my spirit. Going here, I've been going on Wednesdays and Sundays, and it's been really refreshing. It's been really filling. God has been moving on my behalf. So yeah, so today is Resurrection Sunday. Today is the day that the Lord has made, and I am excited because it is Sunday. A lot of things have been happening. I mean, so as you guys know, I quit my last job in January, and then after that my life has been work, gym, and church. I've become that boring friend, if that makes sense. And then they always say, they're like, go ghost. for 6 months and then come back different. I want to go ghost and kind of like not do anything for a while. A lot of things have changed my life. I think that being in LA has changed me a lot as a person, and I'll probably go that a little deeper in my next video that I do want to post. How LA has changed me, and you know, things I've learned about moving here in LA. And this is basically my church routine. The church is about like 35 minutes away from my house. It's basically in East LA, so I live down to the west side, so it's in the east side. Going solo dolo. I am by myself today, but I'm not by myself because I have you guys with me. Comment down below how you guys are. Do you guys have any life updates? How are things going with you? How are things with the family? How's the kids? You know, comment down below and see how you are. I have been MIA on YouTube. It was because I just lost inspiration. Like, I had a bunch of video ideas I wanted to do, my vision board, I wanted to do things, but it's already April, and I have my Miami vlog I wanted to upload, but I just didn't do anything. Oh, and then also my hard drive stopped working, so then all my footage that's on there is kind of like gone to crap. So I bought a new charger, so hopefully that adapter works. Praying, because I have a lot of footage and a lot of interviews that I need to pump out. I'm taking this time to be more focused and be more on it because I have been slacking. Stay focused because I felt myself getting distracted, and I went to this creative influencer event, and yeah, I want to take like the whole thing seriously. I want to get my life together. I need to get my life together, so I'll probably take you guys along with me as I adult and actually navigate adulthood, because I basically, another reason why I was off YouTube was because I was getting my driver's license, like California driver's license, and I basically failed the test 3 times, and it was a lot for me because it was just stressful. Apparently, I should make a video about it. Like, if you move to California and you want to get your license, this is what you need to do. No one taught me this. I just had to like look online, and I was so confused on how to get my driver's license and registration. So I had to do that, get my license, get my registration. Finally, after 4 times taking the test, I finally passed it. And then all the payments and stuff. Official Californian. If I could compare driving in LA to driving in Miami, people say that driving in Miami is scarier, but I personally think that driving in LA is scarier. Why do you say that? I say that because if you take one wrong turn in LA, you end up in up north, like Glendale or somewhere super far, and you're like, why am I here? But if you don't, then you end up somewhere else, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So yeah, there's a lot of differences between Miami and LA. Every time I drive through LA, I just see the clouds and I see the mountains, and I'm like, I live here. You know, sometimes we get wrapped up in our everyday routine, our work schedule, and stuff that we don't take the time to step out and to do it. And it just feels really nice to be able to step out and be here. You know, I love it. This video goes up maybe today, tomorrow. I've just been on such a high YouTube high that I'm a year here in LA. That's so crazy. So crazy to me. So freaking crazy. I am living here in LA. It's been a year, and I have grown so much as a person. I've grown so much. It was a long way to get here. It was a long way to get to stability, and I'm really grateful because that was my word of the year this year, stability, and I finally feel stable, and I feel like I can get my life together, and I'm actually really excited because things are moving, God is moving, and I know that once God moves, then that's it. That's at the church.
And you can see I did that to hook you up. You're welcome. You're welcome. You just go like that. Education, my God, just like when people gave all they had left and they had the fish and the bread. Finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him. Moses to go to God to tell him what God is saying, or are you going to understand, allow God to test you and go into the cloud of glory by yourself and allow God to speak to you directly? How long is it that you're going to treat God like Moses? Moses, you go and you tell us what God has said, when God is calling a people, not a person. He died for us. And so if you're here and you never received Jesus, or maybe you did, but you went back to sin, I just want you to lift up your hand quickly. We're just going to pray to consider that He has forgiven us. Jesus said, do this in remembrance of me. But also, as we're taking this moment to consider that He has forgiven us,